I'm Virginia McGathey here on the floor at the CME Group reporting on the grain market. Today, soybeans were consolidating a little bit. The market actually did make another new low after that all-out collapse on Friday after the report, but it has rebounded somewhat and it's up a few cents. That big crop coming out is really hindering any kind of true recovery in the market, and those kind of numbers just are looming over all the prices and make it very difficult for us to move. With the USDA saying the crop is it's a record crop, expected to be large, that also added to the 5% drop that we had, and that's been the biggest in 3 years that we had actually on Friday. So it's been very difficult to recover. With the tariffs still an issue until that we're able to kind of get through those problems and start to eat through some of our supplies. I think the fact that that our demand has slowed down so much, some of these supplies are really starting to build and making it very difficult to kind of get this market off the ground. It did show great signs of recovery, though. The fact that we had established a new low, a new recent low after the fall on Friday, and came back and we're a little bit higher today. You know, perhaps we've kind of made the turn, or we're stabilizing somewhat. Now, corn also was slipping a little bit. That record crop is just adding to that bearish sentiment across the board. It seems that the futures continue to trade lower as like the fundamentals just point downward. I mean, we've got the record crop, we've got large supplies and the U.S. in the U.S. and around the world, and the demand just isn't there right now. Also, the U.S. dollar index is still really strong. Now, it rallied over the last couple of sessions. Today it was up slightly, but overall it's very, very strong. And so that also adds to the difficulty of us to be able to export or really be competitive around the world. Wheat also fell again. Now, today it's interesting to know that wheat is a market that will overshoot its objective many times ever since we moved to the electronic platform. The funds were just sellers across the board of all three products. So the Kansas City, Chicago, and the Minneapolis wheat all double-digit lower. And that's in spite of all the uncertainty that's still around with wheat. The market still has a lot of room to move on the upside. But since that rally, we have a space to move on both sides. And what does that tell us? That volatility is here to stay. We've been talking about that all summer long. We expect that it's going to continue. And so you have to really watch your trading, watch your positions. We have a lot of the funds still a little bit long in the wheat. They haven't really liquidated that much, but the fact that they're still predicting a huge crop, that's going to rule the day. That definitely is going to hold futures in check. And with the lack of real participations, it just seems that the prices are going to languish here. So maybe we're in a bigger channel for wheat, much more than corn, and soybeans is actually a lot more active. We're going to see prices languish until we look towards the next report on weather, or the next crop report, or even a crop progress report that will give us some idea of direction. But the market has a lot of volatility across the board. That's all from the floor at the CME Group. Here in Chicago, I'm Virginia McGathey.